Hello, welcome to game 2 of my league match against Friedl. We've got Chapel, we've got Crop Rotation Engineer. There's really no source of plus buy here. And University can't gain Nobles. But you can do fun stuff with Sculptor. I mean, you want to get thin. The question is, do we go for University at all? University gains Sculptors and Werewolves and stuff. We spend buys on Nobles, and then we start greening, and there's some extra VP in the Fairgrounds pile, I suppose. Noble seems real. University seems pretty slow here, but the decks aren't going to be great, so I guess this is just Settlers. So my Potion missed, and my Chapel lines up with 4 estates. This is not a good start to the season. They had the 2-5, which is quite good. They did not see either of their actions turn 4 either, which is at least boding well, although they saw 4 of their covers, so they're certainly going to have a better turn 4 than I do. I think I'm just trashing 4 here. I have the University to gain the Sculptor. They were able to gain the Potion with the Sculptor, which is quite nice. See what I draw with the Settlers here. This is quite brutal. I don't really want the Engineer. The Sculptor is what I want, and I can't do anything. Okay, I gained my Sculptor, so now I gain a Werewolf. I can gain a Potion here to get another University, or I can just gain a Settlers, draw on. I'm not quite sure what the Settlers are doing for me in the long run. Maybe I just want to gain a silver. And what does the second potion do for me? Like very, very little. So I could gain a silver, trash a copper, buy a silver. That feels terrible. So they've got this extra engineer. We're equal on the other piles. I have a potion down there. And gain a silver, trash 1 copper, buy a silver. Feels a little bit weakish. This is another really, really sad hand for me. These 1 potion, 2 estate hands are really, really rough. I can't buy a University. I can't do anything. So, get another Werewolf, end turn. I would, given any opportunity, to trash estates. I have not skipped trashing estates. I did skip trashing 1 copper, but I have not skipped trashing estates. Luckily, I have this villager saved up, so I can draw on. So yeah, I'm always playing a Sculptor here. I guess I've got to sculpt a treasure, so I'm going to sculpt a silver. And trash 3. And buy I need the second University. I'm going to try to gain a bunch of bustling villages next turn. The bustling villages will be nice for draw. I don't think they're going to net you draw, like with the Settlers. You're not going to get like a whole bustling village Settlers thing going. You'll be drawing deck, but something. They look like they're about to get all the way clean here. Yeah. And they have 3 money. They're going to buy a University. We started at the point where we need to be gaining VP. Okay, so I've got 1 bustling village now. I can either get a second or a werewolf. I think I need a second bustling village. I've got a lot of werewolves going on. Again, I've got So I can gain a silver, trash an estate. I should have enough draw now where I can just trash the estate, buy a nobles. The reason I'm buying nobles is it's more draw. I've got lots of village effects, and it's VP, so I'm not losing the VP race. The fact that they have an engineer, they've trashed it. Okay, so like there's some logic that I gain a silver. There's no reason to gain silver. I could like gain a silver, trash 3 things, but I have 4 villages and 16 cards, so I'm gonna go ahead and gain the silver for the villager, and buy a nobles. Seize the day is pretty useless here. Maybe we should have seized the day very much earlier. I didn't. All my turns where I was completely gutting, I had one copper, 1 potion. The logic behind seizing the day very early is that gains are so limited that you can never do a province seize the day turn. So you can either use it later in the game if you miss province once, or to like pile out the bustling villages or something. Maybe that was a consideration. I could have seized the day last turn, gained all the bustling villages, and then my deck would have been better. And we'll see if they end up doing that here. They've gained 1 bustling village, a werewolf, and so on. Eventually, if you can get overdraw the werewolf stuff, and we will because we'll pile out the werewolves, the extra werewolf plays are going to be nice for the hexes, and like you get a key miserable in, and if we trade provinces every turn for the rest of the game, then I've got that lead. I think I'm going to save this estate forever. We'll see. I am deluded, which means I cannot buy actions this turn. Okay. Well, that's awful. So if I cannot buy actions, what am I doing? I can gain a bustling village here. There's really nothing of import to be gained with this sculptor. I can gain 1 more silver, I think, for the villager and seize, and I've got werewolves nobles down there, so I'll be able to draw next turn. Potentially trash. Crop rotation is another card that would be nice, but I just don't think there's ever time. Okay, in the bustling village, draw. Where are my werewolves? And where are my werewolves and my universities? I have a university and a werewolf down at the bottom. Okay, so the plan here is to sculptor gain a silver, trash down to 8 money, and I could either buy a nobles or a province. I think I'm going to start in on the provinces now, try to get another. Well, I'm really short on draw. They have more werewolves and stuff than me, so I might want to get another nobles this turn. And I have this 1 VP lead. They can sculpt for estates, but so can I. And I'll trash down to this. Buy nobles. And I know I've got some good stuff on top. Yeah, I had 2 sort of last turn. I'm calling kind of a dud because I missed my second university. It was all the way at the bottom, and I had a university and a werewolf down there at the bottom. It was a university werewolf chapel. No, I had the chapel in hand, but so I have this slight lead, 1 VP, but my deck is not as good. Now maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. It seems like it could matter here. So if we just trade provinces, then I win. Obviously, if neither of us miss provinces, so I've got to miss 1 time, which is very possible. They are slightly overloaded maybe on the werewolves, but it's all the draw that there is. So like I'm going to be super short on draw. Well, I should be able to get at least one of these werewolves, unless they buy the last one, which seems weird. I have fewer universities just because I kept drawing 2 estates, copper potion university. I expect them to just buy province here. We also need to watch out sneaky piles on sculptors. So they've got envious is quite painful. Yeah, I think I lose now because of envious. I don't see a way for me to come back from having envious this turn. Huh. So I can gain. I'm always gaining this last werewolf. So this university is pretty useless now. I'm not going to play it. So I can gain a silver. Doesn't do anything for me. I can buy an estate. I don't really know what sort of options I have left. Can buy an engineer and try to pile out estates. I've got a sculptor. It's an easy province turn for me there if I don't get envious. Now they have more werewolves than me because of the way the early game played out, so they're more likely to be giving out hexes. But I have had pretty bad draws throughout. So I don't know. And they were, like I said, they were really far ahead after turn 1 with the opens. So this game feels like a loss at this point, based on that envious, which is unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. So my out, I thought, was I have a sculptor, I have an engineer, so I can gain something like 3 estates, potentially, in a turn and buy a province. They have enough gains, actually, they can pile estates now with a full draw. Do they? No, they only have 3 sculptors, they don't have the engineer, and universities can't gain estates. Potentially chapel is a pile they could consider going for. But they don't. Yeah, they could sculptor gain a couple chapels or something and then trash them. And then buy a province, something like that. To potentially remove variants from their deck. And they've got 2 werewolves left to play, maybe 3. Yeah, the envious was really bad timed, and the diluted was bad, but I dudded both the turns anyway. So, yep, there's miserable. Miserable's painful. And locusts, awesome. There went that out. I'm kind of leaving them open a sculptor pile out. I guess I'm just gonna say I don't care. I'm gonna play for it. Gain some estates. I have to gain 1 silver to... Yeah, I played that wrong. I'm just playing fast now because I feel like I'm lost. I should have played the werewolf at the end of the turn. But I'm kind of just lowering stuff randomly and hoping they have a dud and I can do something. They just have so many werewolves that it seems really unlikely that they will dud. At this point, one of the problems with this kind of kingdom is if you have those early draws early where you miss university, you aren't adding actions. And once they're adding werewolves, then they're able to draw and add more werewolves, and it kind of snowballs. Okay, so they dudded, but they have seized the day still. So that's something else you can do with universities and seize the day is you can gain most of the sculptors, and then seize the day, gain the rest, and buy a province. It looks here like they should be able to pile, though, pretty easily. All they have to do is find their last nobles. Yeah, that last turn I played this wrong because it was fast. I should have played nobles here, but it didn't matter. I was losing this game anyways. Maybe it went from 99.9% chance of losing to 99.8% chance of losing. And also, unfortunately, the really good hexes have gone away. Okay, that was game 2. Not a good one for me. I felt like that one was lost throughout, and I had bad shuffles early. We will see how it goes in game 3.